Good evening, friends. I welcome you all in this GST 2.0 program jointly organized by Vidarbh Industries Association and Vidarbh Tax Practitioners Association. When in 2017, when GST was introduced for the first time in India, it was the biggest tax reform of that moment in the country. All multiple taxes were merged into one. And since then, a lot many changes, amendments are going on in the GST law. And I think the biggest one is this GST 2.0. The government is striving or working on authoritarian economy model. And with that, lot many changes has been incorporated, lot many amendment, lot many easiness, transparency, and technical changes are also there. Uh, the fall in the reduction in tax rate is obvious. The tax has collection has almost touched 2 lakhs crore marks. And I think with the reduction in the tax rate, again, we will witness an increase in the tax collection. For this session, we have with us a very dynamic personality with us. He is a Chief Commissioner, CGST, Nagpur, a very 1993 batch IRS officer. He has been there in the policy making at Ministry of Finance also, sir, and was very instrumental in the implementation phase of GST. He was also a master trainer when the GST was implemented throughout the country. A very professional, a strong decision maker, and highly dedicated to his work. His approach is really appreciable, and we always feel comfortable when we met him. And when he is organized the first program at CGST, also one program was organized, GST 2.0. He has come forward very openly for discussion in that session. Also, I would request President VIA to please welcome the Chief Commissioner with a sapling and a memento. So, we have another a dynamic personality. He is a principal commissioner CGST Nagpur. He is an IRS and IITians, very dedicated and very committed for the work. I would request Chairman VI Tax Forum, Ashok Chantak sir, to please welcome him by a sapling. We are also planning for Go Green movement actually. So instead of bouquet, we are offering a sapling now. Whenever there is any program is organized with the CGST department, there is one person we never miss him. So he is Mr. Mukul Patil. I would request CM Endra sir to please welcome him with the sapling. सर हम लोग मुखिल पाटिल सर को तो पार्ट ऑफ VI मान के चलते He is associated with VI since inception of GST. Now I would request CS Sachin Jajodia to please welcome Sri Venkatesham and Namula with the sapling. I would now request VI Tax Forum member Sri Ruchi Verma to please welcome Sri Suman, Sri Saurabh Suman, CCO. There are few, lot many members are there. They are representing different association, different organizations. They are presenting actually to have an interaction, a better interaction here. They are all here at this session. I would request Jagabhai Rukana to please welcome BJP Udyog Manch President Girish Mundaraji. I would request Nitin Agrawal to please welcome Mr. Vijayvargiya ji, who has joined from with.
Sir.
All over the globe, various are saying actually where with fear the tax collection rises, but the total research has shown a reverse way thereafter. It says that the most friendly atmosphere, tax friendly atmosphere is there, the tax collection rises with that actually. And normally taxpayer and tax collector are not two parts of the same coin. They are on the one side of the same coin only, sir. With that aim, we have been carrying out all the session with the tax department, tax administration. I would request Chairman VI Tax Forum for his opening remarks.
Respected Shri Puri ji, Shri Rastogi ji, other officials of the CGST department, office bearers of various organizations like VTA and others, friends. Naresh has rightly pointed out that in last 8 years, biggest reform in a GST is GST 2.0. Expectations started for this reform from 15th August 2025 speech of our Honorable Prime Minister, and thereafter the 3rd and 4th September 56 GST Council meeting. To implement the decisions taken in 56th GST Council meeting, yesterday, lot of notifications are already issued. Those notifications are related to rate rationalizations. Similarly, certain amendments in the rules are also carried out. Those notifications are already issued and already available in the public domain. You can just imagine that within few hours from the date of issuance of the notification, rather less than 24 hours, VIS has organized this program, and that too also to guide all of us. A authority and a personality like Puri Sahib is here and his entire department is here. I'm sure that the deliberation at this seminar or this outreach program, whatever you may call it, will definitely enrich all the knowledge, all of you. Public expectations are increased because of these rate rationalization. And government has also specifically mentioned that this reduction in a rate must be passed on to the customers. So customers' expectations are also increased to a great extent. Industry has some issues sometime in some cases. It is possible that not full benefit can be passed on by the industry to the customer. There are several reasons. Why I am mentioning this? Because if you don't pass on this benefit to a customer, there are other consequences as well. I can give you 1 or 2 or 3 examples. You go in a market and buy Parle glucose 5 rupees packet. Rate is reduced. So going by the reduction of the rate, that should cost you, that packet which is presently costing you at 5 rupees, will be available to you at 4 rupees and 60 paisa. When you go to the shop, is any shopkeeper going to accept from you 4 rupees 60 paisa? There are several reasons that he cannot return you a 14 paisa change, because from 1 paisa to 50 paisa are not in circulation. So he can't refund you a change. So you will say that I will make a Paytm and all this. It's okay. But in a normal course, that 4 rupees 60 paisa will not get reduced to, but the 5 rupees will not get reduced to 460. So your expectation should be in that. Services sector, by and large, is taxed at the rate of 18%. There is no reduction. By and large, there is no reduction. Most of the industries are using the services where the rate of tax has been reduced. Rate of tax on the finished product is reduced. And I know for a certain, because of services or input tax paid on services, there is a huge accumulation in the hands of the industry. Now, this accumulation they cannot absorb, so it will be cost to them. So on a finished product, if 18% is reduced to 5%, but input credit getting it accumulated only, it will have a two impact. One, that it will become a cost of that finished product. And second, a cash flow. And because of cash flow, possibly the industry may not be in a position to pass on the benefit fully. I'm not saying that industry will not pass on. Industry will definitely pass on, but not fully. Normal concept is rate is reduced from 18% to 5%, so I must get a 13% reduction in my price. That is not going to happen. Coal, which is a very important raw material for this industry, all industry. No doubt, cess is abolished. What was the cess? 400 rupees a metric ton. What is an average cost of coal? 4,000. Now 4,000 on 4,000, 5% GST was 200 plus 400 cess, so total 600 input. Cess is not available to you possibly, but you were available. The GST was available to you. Now what is on 4,000, rate has gone to 18%. Now who are consumers? Mainly power sector. Secondly, industry like the textile industry where there is a big consumption. Now their input cost has gone. So far as the textile industry is concerned, possibly this will be again a case where there will be an accumulation. Of course, Coal India or coal mines accumulation will reduce like anything. There was an ample accumulation in the hands of a big company like a Coal India Limited, which will definitely now reduce. No doubt about it. But electricity generating companies, where 18% has gone, the cost has increased by 10 or 11%. Will it be not a case for an electricity generating company to argue with the MERC that increase our rate? And if that electricity raise is increased, possibly everywhere the rate will increase. Now, these are some points which I just wanted to point out. And my purpose of pointing out this in the presence of these two stalwarts here, that if you come across that the industry is not in a position to pass like a 15% to 5%, 13% totally to a consumer, there are reasons. Please consider those reasons sympathetically while taking some punitive actions in the matter. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chandak sir. It's always pleasure to listen to you. Sir has been instrumental in drafting various VAT laws before the GST regime also. And it's always pleasure to hear to you. और होता क्या है जब कोई टॉप मोस्ट अच्छे वोकल ऑफिसर्स आते हैं तो सर इच्छा होती है डिस्कशन की कि कई बार ऐसा अचानक क्या हो जाता है कि गवर्नमेंट बीच में से कोई लॉ चेंज करती है या वो सडनली करती है रादर देन वेटिंग फॉर समथिंग और प्रैक्टिकल जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होते हैं वो कई बार मिस होते हैं सर तो प्रोबेबली यू विल बी द बेस्ट पर्सन यहाँ पे कई डिस्कशन होते हैं इसके पहले भी सर काफी बार ऐसा हुआ है कि वीआई के काफी जो डिस्कशन रहे दैट हैज बीन टेकन ओवर and that issue was taken at the Ministry of Finance and amendment has been done in the law after the discussion at this forum. So we look forward के ऐसे discussion से कुछ ना कुछ बेटर चीजें आएंगी तो हम लोग encourage भी करते हैं इंडस्ट्रीज और टैक्स पेयर भी है टैक्स कलेक्टर्स भी है तो एक माहौल बने डिस्कशन का कुछ फ्रूटफुल अच्छे सजेशंस है that issue can be taken up. We have a dynamic president of VIA, Shri Prashantji Mota, young and dynamic president with us. I would request him for his welcome address.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to VI to all of you. Most importantly, the guests for today, Puri ji and Rastogi ji from GST department and his colleagues, their colleagues, and my friends from the industrial fraternity. I am Prashant Mohta, President, Vidarbha Industries Association. I've taken over the charge of President from starting from 1st July. That is the time when almost the new regime for the new GST2 has just come over on 15th of August. So pretty interesting time to be at the helm of the affairs as a president. So as VIA, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation for the Government of India for introduction of the GST2 reforms, a bold and much needed reform that signals a new era of transparency, simplicity and efficiency in India's taxation landscape. All the three words are very, very important. I think they are the focal point under which this GST reform has been carried out. The transparency, simplicity and efficiency. And really would like to congratulate the Government of India and the department to actually bring out these reforms. These landmark reforms, when seen in conjunction with the recently announced exemption of income tax on the annual income up to 12 lakh and complete removal of the compensation cess, represents a transformative shift in the country's economic framework. These policy decisions reflect the government's unwavering commitment to empower citizens, boosting industry and accelerating industry's growth. For consumers, these measures are expected to significantly boost disposable income. This is where let me clarify to the officers here that all the industry has clear opinion and clear mandate of passing on this benefit of reduction in GST, and everybody would work towards it, definitely with the limitation which our taxpayers, our Chandak ji has already spoken about, but there's a mandate within the industry. And it is definitely going to drive the increase in consumption and encourage consumption across the sectors. And this increased consumer spending will serve as a powerful engine for the demand-driven growth, further reinforcing the India's growth position as a resilient and self-sustaining economy. For industries, this overall in the GST 2.0 will result in. VI believes that these landmark reforms will serve as a catalyst for industrial revitalization, especially Vidarbha, which has the potential to be a strategic hub in India's next wave of industrial growth. However, VI also awaits further policy interventions in some of the key areas. Sir, I would really like you to suggest policy measures, particularly for 3 or 4 challenges. One is the policy support that is required for promotion of the vocal for local manufacturing, which will ensure long-term reliance, which has been the focal point of the speech of our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji during on 15th August also, how to make our local products more visible and more marketable. So how can GST be one driver for this particular objective? And second will definitely be the measure to mitigate the impact of the US imposed tariff, which has adversely affected export-driven industry, particularly textile industry, gems and jewelry, leather. I'm coming from the textile industry, so I can particularly connect to the problems that is coming out because of the US tariff. We are hearing some positive news. I hope that is going to change over. But till that happen, probably might be short-term pain if we are looking for to some solution. Particularly, sir, as I just spoke about that Vidarbha area is on the cusp of growth. There will be a lot of capital investment which will come in. And sir, in case of capital, the capital machineries generally come in the 18% bracket. Now that we only have two brackets, there are many sectors who will actually be operating in 5% bracket. So the value addition they will have will be very limited. So a lot of times I have heard the stories that people will be little restricted in terms of capital investment because under the inverted duty structure mechanism also there is no avenue to take the benefit of the inverted rate of capital machinery and goods. I understand there's a challenge and it's a challenge which is across the sector. Rather, I was in 5 days back. I was in Delhi with Agrawal ji, who's the chairman of CBIC. We sounded this issue also to him. He also said yes, it's a issue which will be probably done in future. But I think there is one area which has to be looked into for freeing up the capital because otherwise the capital investment will reduce, particularly for the sectors where you have 5% rate of GST and where the new investment requires 18% machinery to come in. Another issue is the power, which already Chandak ji has already pointed out. In Maharashtra, we have very high cost of power. So this, even though cess removal has happened, but the rate of increase on GST on coal might result in the tariff going up. So that will be one big impact to the industry, which we have to work out the solution for. But let me tell you, on the positive side, with a comprehensive and industry-friendly approach that your department has already been showing, and the additional measures, Vidarbha is poised to become a focal point for the next phase of India's industrialization, leveraging its rich resource, talent pool, and strategic location. VIA reiterates its full support to the government to reform in its reforming agenda and looks forward to continued collaboration in building an inclusive, robust, and self-reliant industrial ecosystem. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Prashant. I know you all are eager to hear our chief guest, respected Shri Sandeep Puri sir. सर ने एक्चुअली जब प्रोग्राम का डिजाइनिंग हो रहा था तो सर का सिंपल सा कहना है कि नो पीपीटी डायरेक्ट बात करते हैं वो ज्यादा अच्छे से कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे तो आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट टू एड्रेस द गैदरिंग and sir please do share your personal views also your suggestion your ideas your concept and let us come forward and work together for the development of the region for the development of this country for the growth of PPP. Sir, you can sit there also. You can join here wherever you are.
Sir, your audience is not only this. Almost 50 to 70 people are online also. Yes, sir. Thanks.
Namaskar ji. Good evening. Shri Mahindra Jain Sahab, Shri Ashok ji, Shri Prashant ji, Shri Sachin Sahab, Shri Naresh ji. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me and my team to the association. And quite happy to be here along with my team. This is our first interaction. There are 2 or 3 issues as have already been earmarked by the predecessor speakers. On the onset, on the behalf of the GST Department of Nagpur, I thank the Vidarbha Industrial Association for having invited us. We extend our heartfelt greetings to all the distinguished members of the Vidarbha Industrial Association. I assure you, we shall introduce and present ourselves, the GST department, as a responsive, responsible, and receptive team. We will endeavor to provide you with solution-oriented administration designed to maximize the ease of business and effectively address your concerns exclusively through online communications. Our commitment would be to ensure clarity, efficiency, and professionalism in every interaction, streamlining your experiences while maintaining accountability. As we evolve along this journey with you, our processes and support will continuously adapt to better meet your needs, and thus hopefully fostering a reliable and growth-focused partnership. This is our introduction. As far as the GST Council is concerned, the rate reduction is concerned, the 56th meet is concerned, introductions, aspirations have been laid out. We are responsive towards them. The council has consciously moved towards a more rational and transparent structure. There are fewer slabs, lower rates on many essential agricultural inputs, faster refunds for exporters and manufacturers, easier compliances for our small and medium businesses. This basically means a lower cost, a faster cash flow, and less paperwork for the industry. 3-4 fundamental points are basically there is timely refund. 90% of the refunds we will give provisionally. Agricultural machinery, the rates have been reduced. Basically tractors as we look forward. There is a simplified registration and reduced compliances for the MSMEs. There is operationalization of the GST, which we will talk the principal bench for monitoring the price reductions which should happen. The customs side, Nagpur will shift out into warehousing scheme which shall be online. Nagpur will go for e-bank guarantees. Nagpur will go for export incentives. The facility of e-seal, we shall ensure to spread it out for you. So these are the basic roadmaps which we think we will be able to deliver. As far as your concerns, I was mentioning to Prashantji that Vidarbha has some assets which are unparalleled. The mining aspect of Gadchiroli, if it comes, the agricultural input belt, you have very fertile lands and you have very good agricultural crop. Cotton is there. I have seen cotton in other parts of this country also, but they cannot match up to your cotton. Textile industry certainly needs a fillip, and some GST reforms could be there. We hold hands with you, we partner with you to convey the sentiment, the need to the policymakers. And as I said on the other day also in my office, yes, they listen to us. Because we put forward a logical, carefully reasoned process. So looking forward to an interaction with you. I understand there are glitches, there are aberrations, there is a gap, there is disconnect. I fully understand. I understand capital goods is not in sync with the final products of 5%. And some basic inputs which are used across the spectrum are yet not aligned. But this is work in progress. Evolution is the basis of success. And we'll take the questions being responsive. Thank you.
Sachin can take forward the questions and interactions. Actually, what are the reforms and what new things are there? You can take it in the question and answer. Right?
The interactive session. So there are a few questions which have been, which came to VIA already in advance. The first one is with regard to MRP based goods. So what will be the scenario and how it is going to be handled?
MRP based goods which have been notified in the MRP goods.
MRP goods like pharmaceuticals or other sectors where the goods are already purchased before 22nd of September and they are lying in stock on which the rate has been reduced from 18% to 5% or many of the goods which have been reduced to 0%. So what will be the scenario of input tax credit and MRP? So
The press release has already come out on this issue. And the pharmaceutical board, so can you have the press release? It has already clarified basically
Yeah.
that the final price is of relevance. And form 5, form 6 उनका होता है, form 6, form 7 I think, in which if the price is displayed, then the procedures are deemed to have been adhered. But broadly, they have also written in that press release of the PIB that so long as the product is available at the reduced price, things in the transition period could be deemed appropriate.
the next question was with regard to the credit notes circular that has been issued. What will be the situation with credit note previously was being financial credit notes and other credit notes?
I think इसका भी circular आ गया है. Circular है ना?
So you can go, please.
And in case of
So like this was a think long drawn issue which was yet to be clarified, but as on when it was raised, timely clarifications were issued. Now a comprehensive clarification has come by circular 251, I think issued 2 days back. So that has reduced all the and removed all the confusion in the trade related to post-trade discounts or pre-trade discounts that has been resolved. So, and the main crux is any discount that is passed on post-trade can be adjusted to the GST credit note portal. And you can then adjust it in the GSTR 9 substantially. So that is how it has been resolved. The credit note issue and the post-trade discount issue has been resolved by of circular 251 and various illustrations have been given issued with any situation that may arise that has been clarified in this. So that may be referred to while deciding and issuing the credit notes vis-a-vis post-trade discounts and pre-trade discounts.
One more thing was there, I'm taking the question from
Yeah,
the same. The one more thing was there with regard to paper industries or some industries where the goods the input is at 18% and the output is at 5%. Like you're purchasing paper and selling the notebooks. So it's 5% or 0%. So what will be the situation?
That is the packaging industry has been facing this issue since I think central excise raise also when there were different sort of rates. This have been continued, but depending on the product. But being a policy issue, I know we have a GRC scheduled at on 10th of
10th of
October. I would request to formalize this issue properly because there are 2-3 types of corrugated boxes, one is line, one is not line, which are at 5% duty and 18% duty. The paper input take 18% and recycled paper has 0%. So the proportionate use by a particular sector or particular industry can be taken as an example, and that elaboration can be given to us so that we can forward it and give a proper justification or a clarification to the industry in this regard.
So one more next thing was with regard to the hotel industry in which the advances are received. Booking are done prior to 22nd of September.
Yes.
And the customers will, the guests will come
I
after.
think that time of supply issue has been clarified in the 56th council press note, तो जो subsequent होगा, if the payment
Advance was paid earlier.
Advance was.
नहीं, लेकिन जो बात हो गया ना supply of service and invoice, that will,
वो तो आ गया supply का. At the time of receipt of the goods, rate is reduced,
yes.
but at the time of an advance, the rate was more. Then we paid the advance.
Yeah, in that case, what will happen is the person when he is utilizing the services, at that point of time, whatever rate is applicable, that will. happen.
Yes.
So that adjustment has to be done. For that, yes.
One last question was from the trade which I have received was with regard to camper industry. Is there any clarification for them?
Camper पे कोई clarification नहीं है, because we were discussing with you that, as you said, puja articles have been generally exempted in this
But
current.
camper is not there.
But camper product, because camper का आपको पता है multiple uses that use not, है ना? आप medical sector में भी use होता है, perfumery में भी use होता है, so it has been continued 18%. I think you should make a reference so that some sort of rate reduction, particularly a camper use for puja industry can be given or something.
How can we, based on the uses, it's difficult to classify.
That is the
Paper
problem.
use,
See,
paper
we take,
use for a
like you know,
notebook.
when the GST was implemented 05, 12, 18, 28. So we had 5 slabs basically, though we say only 4, but there was 0 slab also. You can take that there were 5 slabs. Now we have reduced to 3, 0, 5. So if we continue to push the department government, and the government will realize, and as you know, it took 8 years, but government is receptive to the needs of the industry and the needs of the common people wherever required necessary corrections are made. So please
Definitely we
take it
appreciate
up.
that thing. Now we had the query what we have received. Now the forum is open. Girish sir, if you have any questions. And one request, please ask the question specific. First we have please do ask the question that is specific to industry. Personal queries को थोड़ा सा avoid करें so that it can give pass on the benefits to most of the people. Please, Girish ma'am.
सबसे पहले तो मैंने VTPA और VTPA का बहुत थैंक्स करूंगा कि आपने आज मुझे बुलाया, फेलिसिटेट भी किया। मेरे पास भारतीय जनता पार्टी व्यापारी आघाड़ी नागपुर शहर का रिप्रेजेंटेशन आया है। मैं आप आज हाउस में मुझे मौका मिला है बोलने का, मैं पूरी कोशिश करूंगा व्यापारी वर्ग के लिए जो भी अच्छा मैं कर सकूं मेरे रिज्यूम में करूंगा। सर, आपका भी मैं बीजेपी व्यापारी आघाड़ी से की ओर से वेलकम करता हूं। और ये जो 3 और 4 तारीख को जो जीएसटी काउंसिल मीटिंग में एक बहुत बड़ा डिसीजन हुआ है, मुझे लगता है कि ये एक सॉर्ट ऑफ जीएसटी का रिफॉर्मेशन ही हुआ है। और आज अपने भारतवर्ष के जितने भी हम सिटीजन्स हैं उसको एक बहुत बड़ा गिफ्ट हमारे भारत सरकार ने दिया है। अब मेरा एक ऐसा था सर कि एक मैंने आज पढ़ा कि हमारे जो 4 ब्रैकेट्स थे उसमें से 2 ब्रैकेट्स में अपन आए हैं 5% और 18%, लेकिन एक 12% में 4 आइटम्स अभी भी बाकी है, ऐसा मैंने पढ़ा है। तो इज इट राइट ना सर? ब्रिक्स, कैश ब्रिक्स एंड स्टॉक्स वगैरह, am I right now?
Yes. Normal
तो अभी भी
notification 14 of 2007. Yes, for 2025. 14 में वो include किया हुआ है।
अच्छा
6% उस पे, only 4 specific products पे है ना?
बस। और काफी सारे सर ने भी क्वेश्चंस पूछे ही है, और यही है कि भाई जहाँ इनपुट अपन परचेस करते हैं तो हाइयर रेट पे परचेस करते हैं और आउटपुट जो निकलता है वो लोअर रेट पे जाता है, तो ये जो डिफरेंस है, ये डिफरेंस को हम किस तरीके से एडजस्ट करेंगे ये सर बता ही रहे हैं। और आगे भी जैसे हम वर्क करेंगे तो धीरे धीरे सोल्यूशन इसका निकलेगा, ऐसा मुझे लगता है। तो आगे भी इसके नोटिफिकेशन या सर्कुलर्स आ सकते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है नथिंग टू वरी। जैसे जैसे ये हम आगे बढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे जो प्रॉब्लम्स हमारे सामने आएंगे उसके सॉल्यूशंस भी आएंगे। सर हमारे साथ है, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you. Varun sir, any specific query?
Sir,
Nothing. So now the Kunal.
एक क्वेश्चन और था
सर, एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा था कि
बोलिए।
सर जो भी आउटपुट पे अपन नील रेट कर रहे हैं, तो जनरली प्रॉब्लम ऐसा हो रहा है कि इंडस्ट्री के लिए कॉस्टिंग इंक्रीज हो रही है। जनरल पब्लिक को ये हो जाता है कि इससे प्राइस कम होगा, बट अल्टीमेटली क्या हो रहा है, इंडस्ट्री के लिए कॉस्टिंग इंक्रीज हो जाती है क्योंकि इनपुट नहीं मिल रहा है कोई भी हालत। तो परसेप्शन अलग जा रहा है पब्लिक के पास, बट प्राइसेस बढ़ रहे हैं। तो इसका लिए कुछ सोल्यूशन, सब इंडस्ट्री वाले चाहते हैं कि हमारा प्रोडक्ट एग्जाम्प्ट नहीं रहे, टैक्सेबल रहे, विल बी मोर बेटर फॉर देम, उनका कॉस्टिंग और कम होएगा, ना कि कॉस्टिंग बढ़ेगा उससे टैक्सेबल होने से।
इसमें एक एग्जांपल और देना चाहूंगा।
जी
करीब करीब 50-60 एडवोकेट लोगों ने मेरे को बोला
राइट।
कि हमारी सर्विसेज को भी आप 18% टैक्स लगा दो। क्यों? तो बोले हमारे को इनपुट टैक्स मिलेगा और कम हो जाएगा।
सर इनफैक्ट अरुण जेटली जी जब थे, उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट में बोला था कि सैनिटरी नैपकिन को नील रेट पे नहीं लाया जाएगा क्योंकि उससे कॉस्टिंग बढ़ेगी, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली उसको नील रेट पे लाया गया। और बाकी भी आगे फिर पापड़ नील हो, और अभी इतनी सारी नील कमोडिटीज हो गई, उससे बहुत डिफिकल्टी जा रही है, नील होने से डिफिकल्टी जा रही है। वी वांट इट टू बी टैक्सेबल, द इंडस्ट्री डिमांड्स कि इस पे टैक्स लगाया जाए। सो हाउ टू रिप्रेजेंट इट, एक वीआई के थ्रू ये रिप्रेजेंटेशन जाएगा।
देखिए, मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ यार।
Right, sir.
You give an example of a product which attracts 0% duty.
पापड़,
Papad. So who manufactures papad? General manufacturing unit.
yes,
So can't he take inverted duty structure का refund?
नहीं
As a
सर,
manufacturer?
पापड़ में नहीं, जीरो, अगर जीरो रेट
Zero
नहीं
refund नहीं
मिलेगा।
ITC मिलेगा नहीं ना। ITC कहाँ से मिलेगा?
सप्लाई जीरो हो गया। देखिए, मैं आपको क्या पूछ रहा हूँ, मैं इन्वर्टेड ड्यूटी accumulated ITC का पूछ रहा हूँ।
नहीं सर, वो डिस्काउंट हो जाएगा।
Accumulated तो बात की बात हो गई मुकुल जी। इशू है करंट आगे के लिए। 22 के बाद में अगर जीरो हो गया तो
ITC नहीं मिलेगा।
पब्लिक की एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है? पब्लिक की एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या है कि हमारा रेट 5 से 0 होता, 5% हमको कम होना चाहिए। अब क्या हो रहा है कि जो इनपुट है, जैसे सर्विसेज भी हो गई, और उसके बाद में आपकी बाकी जो इनपुट है वो 5%, 18% जो भी हुई होगी, वो इनपुट की वजह से इनपुट कॉस्ट बढ़ गई। तो इनपुट कॉस्ट बढ़ गई तो प्राइस कम कहाँ से हो?
वो पास ऑन करना पड़ेगा।
पास कम होएगी नहीं तो पास ऑन होगा ही ना।
Secondly,
So I think we should make a reference for the GRC.
Yes, sir.
Because particular sectors, you take a sector and an example.
इनफैक्ट सर हेल्थ प्रीमियम, आप देखिए हेल्थ प्रीमियम पे अब एग्जाम्प्ट हो गया,
Insurance
उनकी कॉस्टिंग बढ़ जाएगी इंश्योरेंस।
इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर
नहीं, वो issue
तो basic-
already under consideration and ये bड़ा
I just
similarly for
कंसिडरेशन है, बट मेजर
I just say a few things. Sir, ऐसा है, see, I always say things which can be solved on this table, we solve them.
Yes.
Things which are solved at a different level, we make a plea to them. ठीक है, there we make a clean plea, a good plea, backed by, in your case,
Yes.
costing data, and backed by the क्या कहेंगे, decline of the industry. If I was there, I would have put in, don't take out that industry out of the loop, put it in the loop, because many a times in my era, galvanizing was there, and there everyone like this time they used to say, put galvanizing there because the chain of iron is completely on the chain. So like there's a scope, but the addressal cannot come from this office. But all what we can do is we take those points. Broadly, Mukul had already said, wherever there is an inverted duty or the raw materials are more rate of duty, all of them at the present moment do qualify for this relook. Okay. And let me tell you further that there have been industries where government has been proactive and responsive. And across the board, footwear, I know because I made that application. Okay. And on a very lighter note, even the beauty services which have come 17.5, they have been at 0 rate of duty. You know, when I was in Mumbai, I very well remember there was a big person, big actor saying, hey, how can you take out beauty inputs from me? I'm a professional, I take that. They said, yes, you have a point. And today I realized, yes, government does listen. Only you've got to make a very proper, correct, based on costing principles. Based on costing principles, and of course, we can add to your, this will help in keeping our loop in place. And you have a point, I don't deny. So, ऐसा ही बहुत सारा commodity होगा. So we would love to have more commodities, like health would be one. Wherever the exemption is there, yes, input is not there, because that's a very fundamental postulate. So what I'm saying is we can take it up 10, 11 points, and I'll be the happiest person to actually go to the authorities and discuss with this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So one more question of your vaccine, please. Sir.
सर मैं अवतार पटेल ऑल इंडिया रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी एसोसिएशन से मेरे कुछ मेंबर्स हैं अक्रॉस द इंडिया, महाराष्ट्र से भी लगभग 2000 लोग हैं। सर सोलर का जो स्लैब बना है वो 2 टाइप का बना है, 70:30 रेशो। तो होता क्या है, जो मेजर कंपोनेंट है 5% वाला वो सोलर पैनल और इन्वर्टर है, बाकी अदर्स जो मटेरियल है वो कंसिडरेबल है कि 30% पे। तो हमारे यहाँ 2 बिलिंग होती हैं, एक बिल होता है सप्लाई
The
का,
installation part is 30%. 70% is the panel.
Monthly cost and installation.
Because it is not very.
Not right.
तो इसमें सर बहुत सारा मतलब कंफ्यूजन रहता है कि 2 बिल बनाएं या एक बिल में ही 70-30 करें। और इसमें होता क्या है सर, जो 30 वाला रेशो है उस पे इनपुट कभी कभी मतलब वो जो रेशो है 70:30 वो 60:40 भी हो जाता है। लेट्स से मैं एक सोलर लगा रहा हूँ फर्स्ट फ्लोर पे, वहां पे मुझे केबल या वायर जो है वो हार्डली 20 फीट या 30 फीट लगे। यदि मैं वही सोलर 11 मंजिला में लगा रहा हूँ तो वायर केबल जो अदर पीओएस है वो बढ़ जा रहा है, तो इनपुट जो है वो ज्यादा होता है।
आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है इसके अंदर?
हाँ तो सर आई एम कमिंग ऑन टू दिस क्वेश्चन। तो सर एक इसका जस्टिफाई तरीके से 2 बिल बनाए जाएं या 2 सेपरेट इस तरीके से एक सर्कुलर निकाला जाए तो एक सॉल्यूशन उसमें मिलेगा।
This is a question I think your chartered accountant can answer in the first place.
सर इसके रिगार्डिंग सर एक और क्वेश्चन है, जीएसटी डिपार्टमेंट से हमारे कुछ मेंबर्स को 13.8 कम्युनिकेटिव आपने क्यों नहीं लगाया, ऐसा है। तो हमारे यहाँ 2 टाइप के लोग हैं, एक जो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर है जो B2B वर्क करते हैं कि मुझे 5% पे आया और 5% से सेल कर दिया। दूसरा है B2C जिसके पास जीएसटी नहीं होती, तो उसको हम 70:30 से, तो उसमें क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे नोटिस आए हैं हमारे मेंबर्स को, उन्होंने जीएसटी में जाके काफी क्लेरिफाई किया। तो ये थोड़ा सा जीएसटी का जो टीम है मेंबर
This is an application issue. I think आपके VIA के माध्यम से please make a reference to the
Yes,
GRC
yes.
beforehand so that during GRC we are able to grasp the issue to our files and then we can give a proper
Definitely.
reply to you. This is not a proper moment because we are not aware of exactly on what basis the show cause notice.
Okay, okay,
So
sure.
that will be raised. We will definitely give a response to
Thank
you.
you.
It's a copy of the notice. That is not required. Even the party's name is sufficient. They have everything available on. No party's name that will.
पर वो स्टेट का आया होगा तो
See, GRC is a.
Primarily, sir, it is from
State
state
is
only.
there, so if it is a state assistant.
Yes, state of-
Government to give the reply on that matter, so don't make it a joint effort.
Is the thing that
Sir, another query was there. A GST rate on total accommodation up to rupees 7,500 per day has been changed from 12% with ITC to 5% without ITC with effect from 22nd September. So can someone please share whether the ITC would be available, would be required to be reversed in such case also?
Reverse करना पड़ेगा.
रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा। वो तो 0% में भी सबको रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा, जिसको 0% के सबको रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा।
Okay.
ये ना बेसिकली 3 इसमें प्रेस रिलीज आई हैं which clarify a lot of things. एक तो मेरे पास है ही जो आपने फार्मास्यूटिकल का बोला, जो आपने 7,500 का है वो भी ये क्लैरिफिकेशन में है ही। तो बेसिकली उसमें क्लैरिफिकेशन से ही पढ़ के मैं बता रहा हूँ कि 7,500 वाला जो है वो अगर तो सिर्फ वही सर्विस दे रहा है तो सारी उसको रिवर्स करनी पड़ रही है। अगर वो और भी कोई सर्विस करेगा तो वो प्रोपोर्शनेट बेसिस पर उसका आईटीसी ले सकता है। मेरा ये कहना है नेक्स्ट कि ये सब एफएक्यू में है, 3 एफएक्यू आज तीसरा आया है, तो इट इज इवॉल्विंग एंड थिंग्स आर कमिंग आउट। मेरा सिर्फ एक छोटा सा रिक्वेस्ट है, ये जितना भी आप देख रहे हैं ना या इश्यूज रेज कर रहे हैं सर, ये परसेप्शन बेस्ड आंसर है इसका। मतलब आप कुछ बोलते हैं, हम कुछ सुनते हैं, तो इट इज फार बेटर इफ यू कम आउट टू। आप ही लोगों ने बोला है 10 तारीख को करने को, तो वी आर रेडी विद दैट। आप हमें अपना पूरा सर्कमस्टांसेस देंगे तो हम फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स लेके आपको आंसर कर देंगे, ठीक है? इट विल सेव योर टाइम एज वेल एज माय टाइम, ठीक है? मैं आपको एक छोटा सा उदाहरण देता हूँ. There's a gentleman here who came and met me in the afternoon. He asked me about the price mechanism. ठीक है? So what I'm just trying to say is, once you give us your questions, we'll be able to appreciate your point of view also. Like for that gentleman, I can only say, sir, on the 53rd GST Council meet, this issue was deliberated. The minutes are there, para 3.3i, ठीक है, which one of my ADCs did give us. ठीक है, in that the deliberation is done, how the Kerala minister talked what, the secretary said something, and the FM madam said something. Broadly speaking, they said that yes, we put the sunset clause, the ongoing cases to be transferred to GST just as principal bench, which will carry on till the 1st of April 2025. So if you want, what this is just a dynamics and optics which I wanted to show you. आप अपना क्वेश्चन अगर पहले देंगे तो हम आपको जवाब दे देंगे. ऐसा सिर्फ प्रश्न आपने 15 मिनट पहले दिया होगा, roughly that is the time which I got. But these are all available. If you want, I can give you the minutes. I got a copy for you also. तो उससे आपको पता लग जाएगा. मैं तो सोच रहा था उसके बारे में क्वेश्चन आएगा, सो क्योंकि आया नहीं है, बट अभी yes, the word I would like to read 4.55 आपके लिए. The honorable chairperson obviously is the finance minister, stated that the concern of the honorable member of Kerala, that's the FM of Kerala, is valid, and showed her concern that if benefits of rate reduction do not accrue to the ultimate consumer, then through redressal mechanism, justice could be given to the consumer who is not benefited by such rate reduction. What I'm saying is the intent is there. ठीक है, उसका भी कोई ना कोई रास्ता निकल आएगा. If there's a roadblock, still there are issues. So sir, for you also 70-30 आप लिख के देंगे ना तो मुझे भी समझ आ जाएगा. Similarly, many people will have such issues. We'll come up with fantastic solutions. We are capable. And मैंने पहले भी बोला, our voice is heard in the board. ठीक है, ये मैंने बोर्ड को ही बाउंस आउट करके दिया कि how can you stop it? They said no, we are not to say. That is how I. Only thing is, you give me time, we'll draft your queries for you and we'll send it, and we'll ensure that there is a reply. I said from the podium also, we are online and we respect that. We respect that. Thank you.
Thanks.
And I request whether we are
My issue is with respect to the credit balance left over of cess after 22nd of September. What will happen to cess?
Again, the matter is under consideration.
Okay.
We expect to take a decision on that.
This is a big issue in case of the automobile industry.
Automobile industry.
And yes, market forces in automobiles have already reduced prices. Dealers have been given some instructions to go post 22nd of September, and the issue is there. I agree.
So I request Mahendra Jain, sir, President VTPA, to please give us some of the things.
आप सभी को धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करता हूँ कि आप इतनी अच्छी संख्या में इस प्रोग्राम के लिए उपस्थित हुए. मैं धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करूंगा हमारे मुख्य अतिथि चीफ कमिश्नर पुरी साहब का, प्रिंसिपल कमिश्नर रस्तोगी साहब का, और टीम CGST जो यहाँ पर उपस्थित है. चीजें जैसा कि सर ने कहा कि लगातार इवॉल्व होंगी, क्वेश्चन आएंगे, उसके समाधान आते ही जाएंगे. क्वेश्चन कभी समाप्त होने नहीं है और समाधान आते ही रहने हैं. समस्या आएगी तो अपने साथ उसका सॉल्यूशन भी लेके आएगी. जितने भी लोग यहाँ पर आए हैं अन्य ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से, पदाधिकारी, सबका नाम ना देते हुए मैं यूं ही समाप्त करूंगा कि वे आप आए, प्रोग्राम को आपने अच्छा बनाया और इतने कम समय पे इतनी अच्छी उपस्थिति के साथ हम ये कार्यक्रम कर पाए, उसके लिए आप सभी का धन्यवाद. और पुनः मैं अपने अतिथियों का धन्यवाद करता हूं कि आपने अपना अमूल्य समय यहाँ दिया और अपना मत प्रकट किया. आपने बताया कि चीजें जो GRC मीटिंग अभी 10 तारीख को है, उसके लिए अभी जितने भी क्वेश्चन हैं या कुछ है अच्छे से फॉर्मुलेट करके आप देंगे तो हम उसको वहाँ पे रखेंगे, निश्चित ही उसका समाधान आएगा और हम समाधान की ओर अग्रसर होंगे। धन्यवाद सभी का।
आपने सही बोला सर, अगर प्रॉब्लम है तो